You've done this dozens of times, without knowing what it actually means. You raise a glass, you say cheers, you clink. The popular explanation for why: poison. People smash their cups together, hard enough that liquid would spill between them. If both drinks mixed, the poisoner would drink the poison too. Great story, almost no historical evidence behind it. No medieval feast record says, clink your glass to check for poison. No etiquette manual from the period describes it as a safety measure. The poison explanation shows up in popular writing from the 1800s, not the 1400s, 4 centuries after the fact. It persists because it turns an everyday habit into a dramatic survival tactic. Humans love that kind of story. But the real story of why you clink glasses is much older than poison, older than glass, older than wine. It starts with what drinking has always been, not a physical act, but a social one. A way of showing another person that they can trust you. Archaeologists have found evidence of shared fermented drinks, dating back to 7000 BCE. A site in China called Jiahu, before cities, before writing. People were already gathering to drink together, as a ritual. 9,000 years before your last birthday toast. In ancient Greece, formal drinking gatherings were ceremonial occasions. Debate, philosophy, politics, all conducted over shared cups. Before anyone drank, the group acknowledged the shared moment. In Rome, one person would drink first from a shared cup, and then pass it around. This custom had a name, the propino. By drinking first, you accepted equal risk, if anything in that cup was wrong. You were saying, I trust what's in here, so can you. Norse and Germanic cultures used communal drinking horns, passed around a circle. Every person at the table drank from the same source. That was the point. If you share a vessel, neither of you can secretly poison the other. Shared cups meant shared risk. That was social technology. Most people do this 100 times a year, without ever asking what it actually does. That's exactly what this channel is here, for the mechanism behind the ordinary thing. If this one is working for you, hit like, it helps more people find it. Subscribe, and there'll be another one waiting when you're ready. Now, poisoning really was a historical threat. That much of the popular story is accurate. Socrates died drinking hemlock in 399 BCE. Roman records describe the Emperor Claudius being poisoned in 54 AD. Venice's governing council kept a documented list of assassination contracts. Specific targets, specific poisons, real contracts. One contract from 1415 discussed poisoning the Holy Roman Emperor, still on file in Venice's archives. The poison of choice was a white powder. Tasteless, odorless, dissolved in water. And until 1836, completely undetectable by any known test. So the fear of a poison drink was completely rational. And the overflow theory, smashing cups to mix the liquids, sounds plausible. But the mechanics simply don't work. Modern clinking is gentle, rim to rim, barely enough contact to make a sound. No liquid transfers. And no historical document says people clinked to test for poison. The explanation came centuries later, told by people retelling a story. So here's what actually happened and why the clink persists. The protection had always been baked into the vessel itself, but individual cups were coming. By the medieval period, individual cups were standard in wealthy households, and that created a problem. How do you show that you haven't tampered with someone's drink when it's their own cup? How do you perform the same trust display the shared cup used to provide? The answer was a gesture that recalled the old tradition, in symbolic form. You brought your cup toward theirs and acknowledged the moment. The clink replaced the shared vessel. It said, I share your risk, even though we're each drinking from our own cup. The gesture has outlasted the fear that originally made something like it necessary. During U.S. Prohibition, between 1920 and 1933, the clink took on new meaning. People were drinking in illegal bars. Everyone present was breaking the law. The clink acknowledged that shared act of defiance. You're one of us, we're all in this together. Different era, different risk, same underlying meaning as the shared cup. The words you say during a clink have their own strange history. The word toast, as in raising a glass for someone, comes from bread. In 17th century England, people placed a piece of spiced bread in their wine to flavor it. The piece of bread, the literal toast, was called the toast. The honored person became the toast, the piece everyone wanted a share of. By around 1700, the word had come to mean the spoken moment before the drink. Cheers came from a completely different direction. It comes from an old French word for face, one that slowly came to mean good cheer. It wasn't used as a drinking word until around 1850. Two words, one from bread, one from French, both converging on the same moment. The pause before you raise the glass. Every culture developed its own word for that moment, and the words reveal the function. German Prost, French Santé, Italian salute, Spanish salad, Japanese kampai. Almost all of them mean health, prosperity, or good fortune. And not every culture does it the same way. In Japan, the primary trust gesture at a drinking table is pouring for others, not for yourself. You fill the cup of the person next to you, they fill yours. The trust signal is in the act of serving, not the physical clink. In Turkey, the person of lower status holds their glass slightly lower during the clink. Hierarchy encoded in a gesture that lasts 1 second. In Chinese tradition, ganbei means drain your glass. Everyone drinks the same amount at the same time. In Mongolia, you receive a cup with your right hand. Your left arm stays lowered, weapon hand down. I come in peace, I trust you. The gesture changes, the need behind it never does. How do I show you that I can be trusted? Every culture answered that question, they just answered it differently. Now we get to the science of why the clink still works today. Nobody at a modern dinner table fears being poisoned. Yet the ritual still builds something real between the people at the table. In 2009, researchers tested what happens when a group of people moves together in time. They had groups walk in step, sing together, move at the same time. The people who moved in sync with each other became more cooperative and trusting afterward. Doing the same things, but not at the same time, produced far less bonding. It was the timing itself that mattered. The glass clink is one of the most efficient shared moment rituals humans practice. 2 seconds. 1 shared movement. Eye contact. And that last part, the eye contact, matters more than people realize. In many European cultures, looking away during a clink is considered bad luck. 7 years of bad luck in German and French tradition. But where did that superstition actually come from? It almost certainly started as a host's social obligation, not a magical belief. If a host clinked your glass but looked away, it signaled they weren't fully vouching for the drink. Evasive. Uncertain. Not confident. Eye contact during the clink was the assurance. I'm present, I stand behind this. When people forgot the reason, they kept the rule. They just attached a supernatural penalty to enforce it instead. There's another layer to why this ritual feels as good as it does. In 1674, a glassmaker in England patented a new type of glass, lead crystal. The lead changed the structure of the glass and changed the sound it made when struck. Ordinary glass thuds. Lead crystal rings. By the 1700s, that ringing tone had become a marker of quality and occasion. Every celebration, every gathering, every birthday, the clink was in the room. And through thousands of those experiences, the brain started linking the sound to pleasure. The clink became part of what made the occasion feel good. The sound itself carries the memory of every good moment before. A 2013 study tested something that sounds almost too simple to be true. They gave 2 groups the same food and the same setting. One group performed a small ritual before eating any ritual, even an invented one. The other group just ate. The ritual group rated their food significantly more flavorful and enjoyable. Same food, the ritual changed how much they tasted it. Your drink tastes better after a proper clink. Not because anything in the glass changed. Because something in your brain did. The ritual focuses your attention on the experience you're about to have. And focused attention heightens everything: taste, smell, texture. You've done this hundreds of times. And now you'll know what the gesture is actually doing. A toast is not a formality. It's a 2-second declaration: I trust you, and I'm in this with you. See you in the next one, with something just as worth thinking about.